to the Dawgs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast, coming to you virtually. Finally have all three dogs back together again. It's been a little touch and go over the holiday season. Justin's got a painting of us in the background, which I'm seeing, which is pretty awesome. We're also going to get ours hung up in the studio at some point. Justin's got me on his screen. He's got like slightly huskier me sitting right over his right shoulder. So it's good to be on here twice. I'm so big in that picture, it's almost like being on here 3 times. We hope everybody had a good Christmas and you're enjoying your holiday season. Looking forward to a new year. Unfortunately, the Brown season is not over yet. We have 2 more games left, and we have a game this Sunday against the Dolphins. And it's not even a good 1 o'clock start time. It's at 4 o'clock. I hate these things. This is like, I've never wished away a Brown season before in my life, and I cannot freaking wait for the end of this Brown season. I'm not saying I'm ready for the end of football season. I'm ready for the playoffs and the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. Hopefully continued bowl season for the Buckeyes. But God, could this Brown season be freaking over already? Because how miserable has it been?
Dude, that's one thing I was saying to somebody the other day. Like, what makes me the most mad about this season, because we were supposed to be okay this year, supposed to be competitive and everything. You only get 17 Browns games a year. Like, you watch the Cavs, you get 82. The Indians, Guardians, they play all summer long and into the fall. You only get 17 Browns games, and this year they've all sucked.
Yeah, I've seen enough, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen enough based off of just where we're at the season. I'm kind of with Blake. We can fast forward this thing if we need to.
And the Browns are trying to.
Ugh.
They're trying to just get, let's just wipe these off and be done.
Yeah.
But it's been almost painful to watch the last couple of months, but we do it for you guys. We're dogs of the people, so we're here putting ourselves through the grinder to watch these games just so we can give you guys our thoughts on them, which are the same thoughts that we all have. They freaking suck. But we are going to preview the upcoming matchup with the Dolphins because that's what we do here. We're Browns podcast, even when we suck. So I guess we should get used to it. But before we give you all of our thoughts on the upcoming matchup, remember, if you want to get your thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com. Tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. If you prefer to just listen to the show, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and Google. And if you're looking for us on any of the social media platforms, just search at The Dawgs Podcast, and you should be able to find us. Lastly, if you're looking for more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Talkback member on the Patreon page, get access to the private Discord, play fantasy football with us. I am in a championship in our redraft league, in one of our redraft leagues. I'm up 30-0 currently. He had Mark Andrews and somebody else on his bench that did decent. It's neck and neck though. He's projected to win 51% to 49% on me right now. So it's anybody's ball game. Hopefully going to bring home a victory for the Dawgs Podcast for the host this year. Josh, I know, is in at least 1 championship. He's in 2 championships in our redraft league. Justin, did you make it or no?
Hell no, bro. Hell no. I couldn't keep the streak going. I got bounced last week in the second round. So congratulations to the victor.
This is the first year that we've done redraft leagues that you haven't made the championship, right? That you're not going to win it.
Yeah, that I'm not going to win it. So, it's tough pill to swallow.
And I know Kenny Mack is also a commissioner of one of our leagues because we have 4. I'm not sure if he made it or not. We have 5 redraft leagues.
Yes.
Oh, holy shit. We're pretty popular.
That's
apparently.
why I got 2 of them that I'm running.
Yeah. So so Josh has got 2. I'm a commissioner, Justin and Kenny Mack. I'm not sure if he made it or not. We also have 2 dynasty leagues. So
yeah.
2
You're
or
right.
3.
You're right.
It's a lot of fantasy football. If you
There's
like
a
fantasy
lot.
football, this is the place to be. And I'm even been throwing around the idea next year of doing like a high money redraft league, 12 team. It's going to be a firm cutoff, a high dollar pay in. Winner gets like a big chunk of money. I've just been mulling it around. So we're always looking to take the dog pack to the next level. If you have any ideas, let us know. We really enjoy the fantasy, and I'm always looking to up the ante. So if you want to be a part of the dog pack, you want to help support the show, hang out Browns fans from all over the world, head to jointhedawgs.com to become an official dog pack member. So we enter the weekend at 3-12, 2-5 at home, and we welcome the Miami Dolphins, who are 7-8 and 2-5 away. A warm weather team coming up into Cleveland. It's going to be a bare minimum, and it'll be cold. This is setting up for what should be like a nice Browns victory. Should be able to come out and play well, and I'm fairly confident we will suck ass. So, because our season is clearly done, and I know the Dolphins need some help. They're on the outside looking in, but they still have a shot for the postseason. So they are going to be, they're going to come out. They have something to play for. We're playing for pride, and at this point, I don't know if we have any. So I'm not looking for great things. They are a matchup nightmare for our defense. All of the things that our defense struggles with, even when they're playing really well, even into last year when they were the best defense in football at home, the things that kill us: speed, quick receivers, jet sweeps, the fast scat back type players, elusive back. They have all of them. I think Waddle's out. I'm not sure if he's playing, but he's pretty banged up. But Tyreek Hill's fast enough for the both of them. And A-Chain is incredibly all their running backs are super fast. And Tua gets rid of the ball quick. People crap on Tua, but they win a lot of the games that he plays, and they don't win many games that he doesn't play. And this doesn't bode well for us. And even though they're not the 85 Bears on defense or anything, you don't have to be to shut down our offense this year. I mean, you can be a JV high school defense, and you got a puncher's chance against what we're putting out there on offense. So I'm not looking for great things this week out of the Brownies. What about you guys?
Well, real quick, I know you just said that it's going to be cold, but I just pulled up the forecast for Sunday. Justin, are you going to the game, by the way?
I don't know.
All right.
Who knows?
Well,
I've happened out of games. Are you at least selling your tickets?
I try to sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I'm just like,
It's probably
buying?
hard, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people on Facebook, just not to get way off topic, but we're a podcast. Let's banter here.
yeah.
I've been seeing some people on my Facebook I'm friends with. He's got pretty okay season tickets. I think it's upper deck, but it's like the front row of the upper deck, and it's the 45-yard line. So they're pretty nice seats. And he's always trying to sell them. And it'll be 4 tickets for $500, and it'll be like a week out. And by Thursday, it's like, who wants tickets to the Browns game? And I'm like,
Who's going?
I still don't. Nope. You're going to have to give me money if you want. You're going to have to give me some gas money and some concession stand money if you want me to go up to that game, plus give me the tickets. So, it's got to be hard to sell them right now.
Yeah.
It's got to be very hard.
So this game, it says it's expected to be about 51 degrees. So not too cold, but it's 73% chance of rain. I know there's like a big storm system coming through or something. All these like Eastern games that are being played this weekend, chance of rain for all of them. We're looking
take the unders on everything in all your East Coast games this week.
Yeah, it should be fun for fantasy championship matchups as well. But yeah, so rainy and 51. It's going to be a slop fest. Like you said, Dolphins defense is nothing to write home about, but neither is the Bengals. And yeah, what did DTR do? 157 yards, 2 picks. The dude has 1 touchdown his entire career. I saw people online posting, "Oh, this is the game. He's going to have like 2 or 3 touchdowns." And I'm like, what? 2 or 3? He doesn't even have 3 touchdowns in his career.
No.
I saw a stat, and I'm not quoting it because I should have screenshot it, but it was DTR this year, I believe, is 0 for 11 with 3 picks on passes of like 15 yards or further downfield.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you better be ready for check down city or Iowa City, whichever one it's going to be.
No, we said that though. You know what I mean? When everybody was excited about DTR, we were like, man, just remember, the first thing that popped in my head was just the Pittsburgh game. It just was like, oh, boring. Everything to the line, that's my only my biggest concern going into this weekend is just so we're doing more of the DTR offense. he's coming in banged up. Who knows? I mean, if he plays like crap, maybe we see some Bailey Zappi. Like I don't even know if that's something to be excited about. But that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I don't have any expectations.
I wouldn't be shocked if DTR is not injured and out of the game by the first quarter.
Oh, he gets hurt every time he plays. Every time. He's dealing with a calf injury this week.
He's just so little, man.
Mm-hmm.
And in his best, at least at this point in his career, his best attribute back there is running around, his running ability, making plays with his legs. But he's one stiff wind away from having cracked ribs or something because he's just not a big dude at all.
He doesn't slide. He doesn't slide. He's very aggressive with it. He pitches it out, I guess,
I feel like very few guys you watch in the NFL, even if they are smaller, when you're watching on TV, you're not like, oh, that guy's significantly smaller. It still looks like even Kyler Murray, I don't watch him and be like, man, that's a tiny individual out there running around with these guys. I watch DTR and I'm like, this guy might get broken. He just looks so small.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it is. He's probably not as small as he looks, but he looks tiny out there, and he gets banged up all the time.
Yeah.
So like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Bailey Zappi's in. Here's the thing. Do I think the Browns could come out and win this football game with DTR? I do think they could, but they can't do it calling the game. Oh, I'm getting the thumbs up today.
Yep.
Oh,
you got a celebration too. You're going to have to turn that stuff off.
I always say, well, we do so many different programs. Like it doesn't do it on Discord. It doesn't do it. It's only on Google that it does it. And I turned it off once, but whatever. So I'm just going to do it off and on now the rest of the time. But you have to call the game like we did for him last year. We're going to have to coach around him. You're going to have to try to run the ball. You're only going to let him throw high percentage passes, low risk. And I was curious how they were going to coach him and call plays last week. You guys talked about it on the preview. I didn't get to be on there, but were they going to coach him like they did last year, or were they going to go out and call plays like Jameis was playing and let him sling it around and throw it around? And it was the same offense we've seen all year. And then you saw what happened. And I know Deshaun didn't have as many turnovers as Jameis and DTR did, but he didn't put up any numbers.
He didn't throw the ball downfield.
Yes, correct. It was all checkdowns. But I know we've beat this drum so many times, but all three of the last four quarterbacks that have played quarterback for Ken Dorsey and his offensive philosophy and his play calling, all of their turnover numbers are crazy high. I mean, Jameis is a guy who has had high turnovers in his career, obviously, but we talked about it at length. The last time he played starting quarterback, he was 14 touchdowns and 3 picks. It seemed like he was starting to get that under control. You bring him up here and put him in Ken Dorsey, picks are right back sky high through the roof. DTR, super high interception rate. Josh Allen's turnover rate last year under Dorsey, sky high, highest of his career. The only guy who hasn't turned the ball over at a crazy high rate under Dorsey was Deshaun. And like you said, because he just refused to throw the ball. He just would not throw the ball, and but his sack numbers. Mm-hmm. So he didn't turn the ball over, but he got sacked way more than Jameis and
3 and
DTR,
out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Yeah. So I mean he wasn't turning the ball over that way, but still we're just running 3 plays, punting the ball. And like you said, are we going to try to ground game this thing in the rain and this nasty weather? Hell no. We're going to come out there and look stupid. We're going to throw the ball 50 times and get away from the run game. We won't do anything the thing is, DTR is a bad quarterback, and I've seen a lot of posts on social media, and I totally agree with, he's not an NFL quarterback. I don't even think he's a backup. He's not a third stringer. Go to the CFL, work on your game somewhere safer. This is not for you. But even so, we're doing nothing to help him whatsoever.
No, I think he's a bounce around the league, practice squad kind of QB.
Bailey Zappi.
Yes, I completely agree. If you were going to say we weren't going to be so negative, is there a key to victory for the Browns offensively?
Run the ball.
Is it just, so run the ball. I was going to say, a lot of times say to heard it over.
Don't hit it over 6 times.
we've had games where we haven't turned it over this year. We just can't score any points. I'm with Josh. I think we got to figure out a way to run the football some. And I've talked about this before. You can move the ball in between the 20s, at least with Jameis you could. And with DTR, we've yet to move the ball. But as soon as you get inside that red zone and the field shrinks and the passing lanes are smaller, all of a sudden the risk of throwing goes higher because your windows close quicker. And it's harder to throw. And if you can't run it, that's why we're seeing, and then you have a field goal kicker who can't make field goals, who I don't know if Hopkins is going to play this week, but maybe it's addition by subtraction. But if the guy we're bringing in, it was available, good chance he's not great either. So the offense is going to continue to struggle if we can't have any semblance of a running game.
This episode is brought to you by Danger Coffee. Browns fans, we talk about how Danger Coffee is made free from mold toxins that are in 45% of the world's coffee, but that's not all that Danger Coffee has to offer. Mineral and nutrient deficiencies are a big deal. They make you feel sick, tired, stressed, and they can give you brain fog. These deficiencies negatively affect your immune system, your digestion, sleep, metabolism. Have you ever wondered why you get an initial burst from your coffee, but then you get that little crash not long after? Danger Coffee's patent-pending process remineralizes your body with more than 50 trace minerals and electrolytes, leaving you more energized, engaged, powerful. These micronutrients enter the cells to boost performance. They bind to toxins to provide detoxification support. I know that sounds like a lot, but the bottom line, guys, is minerals matter, and most of us really don't get enough of them on a daily basis. Danger Coffee delivers micronutrients, plus it gives you access to the minerals you already have. Head to dangercoffee.com, use our code DAWGS, DAWGS, for 10% off your order. And that code can be used over and over. So you get 10% off every order you make using code DAWGS. It's time to start every day off with a cup of coffee that gets you going and actually keeps you going. Dangercoffee.com, code DAWGS.
And then in that role, who do you expect to step up? Do you expect Jerome Ford to take over that role? Because Foreman's kind of just disappeared, and then when you do see him, it's in a bad light. Like, comes in last week, fumbles the ball. Is it Pierre Strong? I don't know. I know I'd be shocked if Jerome Ford runs the ball 20 times. I'll be shocked if he runs it 10 times, honestly. We just don't run the ball.
I know I've said it a bunch on here that you don't want Jerome Ford to be a 15 to 20 carry a game guy, because you start to see his flaws, and he's better when he's a 6 to 8 touch guy. Give Jerome Ford the ball 20 times this game.
Right.
Because he is, at least if he touches it 20 to 25 times, there's a chance he's going to break one of them for a long game. Because that's kind of his MO.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of Jerry Jeudy, he's been our best and most consistent and most explosive offensive player this year. So let's just take the ball out of DTR's hands, and let's just lean on Ford, and just know going in that if he gets the ball 20 times this game, 25 times, there's going to be 6 plays where we get pissed at him. There's going to be 6 plays where we're like, just hit the freaking hole, quit dancing, get the first down. But we're just going to hope that there's also 5 plays where, like, oh, damn, Jerome Ford's got some top end speed. He just busted a 30-yard run. And then just hope everything in between is better than incomplete passes that stop the clock. Let's get this game done. 4:05 start time. I want to be out there by 5:45. Let's treat this like a middle school girls basketball game, running clock. Just get in, get out, and let's just get this season over with. So let's lean on Jerome Ford. I don't need to see Deontay Foreman. You can throw in Pierre Strong for a couple carries just so you don't get Ford killed, but he hasn't been impressive this year either. So let's just lean on Ford and get out of this game. Not get anybody killed.
I wish that's what we were going to do. That's what Miles basically said in his comments last week about, the offense moving forward. He wants a run game, time of possession type of offense. Don't keep us on the field the whole freaking game is basically what he was saying. And then, I don't know, did you guys hear the Joel Bitonio comments today?
Said the same. I didn't see the comments, but
he was asked kind of about his future and, because he's getting older, like, is retirement a thing? And he said, well, let's just see what kind of team we bring back next year is basically what he said. Are we going to be competitive? I got to talk to my family and we'll figure that out in the offseason. Is basically what he said. Not word for word, but you get the gist. And it was another leader on the team saying, hey, if you guys don't have a plan to win, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. And again, we've been over this with Miles. I don't blame a lot of these guys. I mean, and especially just don't string us along. If you want to retire or if you want out, if you want trade, let us know early so we can at least get value for you. Maybe make do right by you, send you somewhere that you don't mind going, but at least let us get some value. So those of us who are staying, which is unfortunately us, this rebuild can be quicker and not, a 10-year thing. You realize that the 1-31 was what, 2015, 2016. We were approaching 10 years of this.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, we're approaching, 30 years or 25 years since we came back.
Yeah, but that rebuild.
But this window, this tear it all down, accumulate a shit ton of draft picks. You're going to be awful for a couple years, and then we're going to build it back up and be good. We're approaching 10 years of this, and it got us a playoff win. If that's what 10 years of ineptitude and torture gets you, I don't need that again. So can we fast track it a little bit if we can get value for some of these guys who want out, that I don't blame them if they end up wanting out. Please do so.
I mean, isn't it concerning though? We've already talked about this a lot, but not that your leaders on your team are also questioning leadership as far as ownership and management. I mean, it's basically what the fans have been saying all year, hey, what are we doing? To me, it's terrifying that now you have some of your best players, talking to reporters and saying that, I have zero confidence. It makes me super uncomfortable moving forward with what we're about to do.
Denzel Ward said something too about it. About wanting to just be able to go out there and win and play winning football and stuff like that. So you're right. These guys are putting the organization on notice, saying, we don't want to rebuild. We want you guys to figure your shit out. We want to be competitive and go out there and play the game that you're paying us to play. I mean, I know we talk all the time, they're getting paid. They need to go, they'll just go out there and play, but they're still athletes and competitors. They've been doing it their whole life. They want to win. I mean, you don't play the game and just say, I don't really care. You don't last that long, and you don't be the level of Denzel Ward or Myles Garrett if you just have a ho-hum, I don't care if I win mentality. So
correct. You're Jadeveon Clowney.
Good one. Exactly. You are Jadeveon Clowney. Exactly. And you see it from these guys, and I don't want to lose them. I would love it if there was a quick plan to fix this and get things moving and we weren't ass again next year, but man, am I nervous about it.
So if we kind of look at the opponent who we're playing this week, we mentioned Dolphins 7-8. The interesting thing about this is it started 2-6, and a lot of it was because Tua got another concussion and didn't play for a while. So they start 2-6, and now they're 7-8. So now they're 5-2. I mean, they're winning football games, since Tua came back, which is what I said. So this is a tough matchup defensively for the Browns. Obviously, you got to get pressure on Tua. Tua can sit back there and he can pick you apart. Now, maybe the elements will help with that. He's not a huge guy. I can't imagine he's got huge hands, gripping a wet football, but he's still a grown ass man that, in the NFL, he can throw the football in some rain. So unless it's a tsunami, I don't think you're going to get a tremendous amount of help out of the weather. But you got to get pressure on him. And you have to limit their run game, because if Mike McDaniel's a very good offensive coordinator in terms of scheming up the run game, getting his guys the ball in space, and he knows we can't stop the jet sweep. I fully expect Tyreek Hill to get at least 1 or 2 jet sweeps. And they're going to do all the things that we have struggled with defensively, and they're going to do it with 2 of the fastest guys in the league, and if Waddle plays, 3 of the fastest guys in the league. So defensively, I think the biggest key is you got to get pressure on Tua, and you can't because you can't cover Tyreek Hill for 3 seconds. We're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to get some blitzes and move him off his spots and get some pressure on him, or else it's going to be a long day for the defense also.
Yeah, it could be. Honestly, it's a home game. Excuse me. I do expect the defense to, like they have all season, play decent. I'm not saying they're going to be elite or anything like they were supposed to be or what we thought they might be, but I think they're going to be okay. Probably good enough that if we had a decent offense, we could compete in this game. But I see this as being just another week of 2024 Cleveland Browns football.
I don't know. I think this one gets out of hand pretty early. I don't.
I was going to ask you guys, do we score?
I mean, I think we score some points, but I mean, I wouldn't expect us more
we
than
scored
10.
6. We scored 6 against the Bengals on a nice day.
Yeah,
that's the concerning thing is the Bengals have been a Swiss cheese defense against everybody this year. Everybody has scored and lit them up, especially in the passing game, and we couldn't do anything against them. We couldn't do anything. We had -7 yards passing at the half against the 29th ranked passing defense. We probably just jumped them from 29th to top 15 in one game. I mean, that is concerning. And like you said, it was nice. It was a nice freaking day down there when we played them. Just, oh man, that is concerning for sure.
I mean, we're already. They can score quick. If we get into a God forbid, like a shootout, well, we're in big trouble because I don't know. I can see the defense kind of just rolling over. And and I'm not saying they do that a lot, but I'm saying let's say it's 21-0 and it's 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. What are we doing out here?
Right.
Let's get this thing over with. Hey, is there any young guys that want to get some reps? I think I'm going to take the rest of this one off,
Yeah, I got my 100 sacks. I think I'm going to be done.
Yeah, I mean, but
it sucks. It's a really crappy situation to be in just as a fan base because like I said at the beginning of the show, we only get 17 of these games. You look forward to it all offseason, the preseason, everything. The season gets here and then you're 10, 12, 14 games in the season. It's like, I don't even care about the rest of these. This team they don't care. That's the thing that makes me the most upset as a fan is the Browns. There's players on the team who care, but the organization, they don't care. They don't care if they win or lose right now. And it makes me, well, why do I even watch it then? If you guys don't care, why should we care? So that's just, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who feel like that. It's tough right now.
I will say this, I got ESPN pulled up to, look at stats and stuff for the episode, and tickets as low as $16 for this week's game.
Still
and that's
too much.
That's still too much. I will take my $16 and burn it, and then just so I can be dry and watch it from my couch, as opposed to driving up there to watch this dumpster fire right now. Maybe that's a little bit too harsh for a Browns podcast, but I feel like a lot of you guys listening probably feel the same way.
What do you think that stadium's going to be like? Half full, pissed off, booing.
I don't know. I mean, it's it's going to be 4:00 on a Sunday afternoon. It's going to be raining. Where do you want to be?
The only thing I could see it being an okay crowd. And this is only my thought process. Yesterday was Christmas. So I'm going to say we were supposed to be good. A lot of people got December 27th or right at weekend after Christmas tickets for Christmas. So there's going to, a lot of kids' first games, maybe they got tickets for Christmas going up. So maybe this will be a pro crowd because it's of the Christmas season. Like a lot of people bought these. They're off work for, between Christmas and New Year's. So they got these at the beginning of the season. Yeah. Now we'll see if they show up. But if you bought them at the beginning of the season and you can't sell them for anything because people can get them for $16 online, maybe you just suck it up and go to the game, and maybe it'll be an okay environment.
Dude, I was at that point.
That's my thought process.
When we played the Chargers, I was already at that point. That was like week 11 or something. I had already gotten the tickets to go up there, and I wasn't even going to go to the game. And then we had the backer bash where we, hung out with all the dog pack members. Everybody got together. So I went, and it was a great time. But man, to watch that product on the field, no way.
Listen, I went to one game this year, and it was across the country in Las Vegas. I live an hour and 45 minutes from Cleveland, and I flew across the country to watch us drop a big fat deuce in the middle of the desert. And I said, well, I done caring this year. I just spent way too much money. I left home for 4 days to watch this team play the game, and they just completely crapped the bed. And I was like, I don't care anymore. So how long ago was that? Feels like a lifetime ago.
That was like
I still
week
had
4,
hope.
man.
So yeah. So that's where I've been all year. I've been watching these games on the fast replay on NFL Plus because I can't even sit the stomach and watch it during the days. But we'll see how it goes. Again, not high hopes. Maybe they'll shock us. Expect disappointment. You can't be disappointed. The best thing that can happen is we'll be pleasantly surprised. So maybe we'll only lose by a touchdown. Maybe DTR won't. Maybe he'll break even at halftime. He'll be at 0 yards passing. He won't owe anybody any passing yards. Freaking unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So, but I don't want to just talk about how bad we suck for an hour. So we'll keep it to 39 minutes. We'll wrap this thing up. We hope you guys had a good Christmas and hope you guys are having a good holiday season, whatever it is you do celebrate. Any of you Hanukkahs or Kwanzans out there, I don't know the official. Whoever celebrates this. I'm not very cultural, guys.
Yeah, no.
I was surprised you even went there.
Happy holidays.
I'm just trying to be inclusive.
Happy holidays is a perfect take you out. But live. No. Nope. You.
Now, if anybody's watching now, they're like, why is this guy just random thumbsing up at the camera? I swear to God, there's supposed to be fireworks. But anyways, have a good holiday and go Browns. Again, we appreciate all the support you guys are giving us here in 2024. We got one more episode left this year. We turn the page to 2025. We'll revisit on Monday and tell you all about how right we were about how bad this game was going to suck. And we'll talk about it for an hour and hopefully get over it together and welcome 2025 on a higher note. So again, we appreciate all the support this year. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.